anti-establishment.
This idea for how to win the voters back without ever talking to them.
Well, here's my genius idea. Let's just say, okay, just imagine you had the biggest YouTube channel for, progressive media. Just imagine you had that. And you had a massive failure in the Democratic establishment. Kamala Harris gets her ass handed to her. Biden didn't drop out. And people are...
Guys, Francesca is going to try to explain what is the best way to do the populism work that Cenk is trying to do. She thinks that Cenk is very dangerous what he's doing, and she wants to give Cenk her advice. Like, this is the best way to move forward.
Are scrambling. They're running like, rats off a sinking ship from MSNBC, from Pod Save America, and all these Beltway bros that lied to them about the Democratic Party having this in the bag, knowing what they were doing, that never talked about capitalism, that never talked about corporate donors, that never talked about any of that stuff. And I would love, if I had a network, to be the place where people from the center left, or liberals, the wicked liberals, to come over and say, hey, let's think systematically about this. Let's think long-term about this. Let's think about political revolution. Let's think about getting serious about the 99% against the 1%. That's what I would do.
That's exactly what I'm doing. So you're welcome. I explained exactly how... Hold on, let me answer.
I don't see you doing that.
Well, you're wrong. Again, you're wrong. So... I explained how Pod Save America and The View and Morning Joe were so full of crap, pretending that they knew all along that Joe Biden had trouble. Then why didn't you say it, you liars? Why did you protect him all along? I ran against Joe Biden. I did a petition against Joe Biden. I said we should do an open primary. My number one motivating factor is to find a populist left figure that wins that 2028 primary. That is the most important thing in the world. And now you've got me scared, Franny, that all of a sudden, like, if the far left peels off and goes and agrees with the establishment and votes with them, I will lose my frickin' mind. It will be the greatest betrayal of this movement that I have ever seen. So I am massively against the establishment.
I don't think you consider...
Anyone on the left should be massively against the establishment. So what you're using is fear of the right-wing populism going south on us, which is a real fear, which I'm trying to guard against. To say, like, to now all of a sudden, like, well, maybe the establishment's not so bad. No, the establishment's horrible. It's horrible. I'm not going back in that prison. I'd rather be in the populous woods with real human beings fighting and battling and trying to get to the right answer and the right coalitions than to be in an establishment prison where we're now locked up by Mitch McConnell and goddamn Dick Cheney and Joe Biden and Pelosi, and we're marched back into let it continue the robbery. Thank you, sir, for the robbery. We appreciate your stupid
and the right's
robbery.
Not robbing people. The right doesn't rob people.
So no, but hey, look at that, Franny. Look at what you're saying. I just said 200 times in this interview that Trump's a fake populist. And there's going to be a huge
concretely. I don't know who you're talking about. Concretely,
so you think the right's not going to do it?
No. I'm just like let me just say how I see it. Just you've explained how you see it. So I've been covering Trump since 2016. We covered his rise. One of the big videos we did in AJ Plus was like, why do people like Trump, right? And everyone was like, oh no, we have to talk about why people like Trump, and it's so obvious. The outsider tells it like it is, very direct,
yes.
Not afraid to upset, the normal establishment order of like, you gotta be a politician, you gotta be this. Of course, there's a million, he's kind of funny. There's a million reasons. And right. And there's a million reasons why people like him. And yet, obviously,